Well, thank Gonzo, it's Base Friday, everybody. So, this is a Sundown SA version, whatever, 1.5 or whatever it is. And it's got the butt plug in it. It's a double stack. Those look like healthy 1-inch slugs, 25 millimeter, whatever you want to call it. And then a typical looks like a 12 millimeter, maybe 13 millimeter top plate. So, I was getting ready to turn this into a nice D2. One of the things that I do miss about being a authorized Sundown repair guy was that they had a really cool coil for this. It was an 8-layer aluminum monofilament, which means it's just, you know, one wire instead of bifilar. And it was really beefy. It filled the gap. It was really nice, but they only offered it on their SPL version. And it would actually make a really good SQ subwoofer if you use that coil with a softer suspension. So I remember I had made some sort of recone kit for this Gorilla, some guy shop over in New Mexico. And I made it a little different than what Sundown makes it. And it was because Brian had sent me the wrong parts. And so I just sort of, you know, and then he needed it for a competition or whatever. And so I made it. But the guy was so anal retentive, he immediately trashed me and demanded that Brian send him, you know, the quote-unquote original kit. I think something that was about the spacing. I was like, you don't. I think I used these spacers instead of the Sundown spacer. There was something like that, or I didn't space it. I don't remember what I did, but anyways, it was not. He was using them for SPL, which is dumb anyway. So, but I was like, whatever. But it reminds me though, I gotta remove this one again. So again, 15-30 seconds. Drill bit, nice snug fit, and then you just give it a little tappy tap, and the epoxy will give up, and you can take that out, and then you don't have any worries about running a concave cap, because if you notice, Sundown doesn't run any concave caps. So some of that is too, they don't trim their formers. They'll run their leads all the way to the top, so which I don't understand, but you know, whatever. What do I know? I'm just some hack building in my garage. It's funny. I've been getting texts all morning, and I even got a couple rude phone calls. Apparently somebody has made a meme or two with my phone number, or Robot's phone number, not mine, but in them, and I'm just curious to what's out there. So somebody's already sent me a couple screen caps of Jacob Fuller posting about me, or Robot, not me personally. He's too much of a coward to mention my name, but about his butt plug. So it was funny. His defense was something about cooling or whatever, and I'm like, okay, you know, again, it's not for cooling. This is a gimmick, and it's also designed wrong. So you would make a bigger pee hole. So if this is a wiener tip or whatever, with more ventilation and surface area for the aluminum to sink away the heat, right? That's why it's there. So the best version of this type of device, I think, was performed by Rockford Fosgate in their, I think they did it on the T1s as well, the T1s and T2s, and then they were able to tout better power handling, even though Rockford always really conservatively rates the power handling on their subs. So, but Rockford did a copper, real copper, not cheap aluminum, like Jacob, and actually embedded the lip into the gap so that it would have really close contact, when, you know, air contact. You want that air gap to be as thin as possible, so that because the bigger it is, the less efficient the transfer of heat is. So that's like when on heat sinks, like for CPUs and for amplifiers, you want to put a little bit of that jizz down, because that jizz conducts heat really well, better than nothing. So in this case, you're using air as the heat conductor, and so you want it to be as close as possible. But it's great though. On Jacob's personal page, he posted about me, and what I find really interesting is two things. Number one, the body count. So, and when I say that, what I'm really talking about is the names of all the other people jumping on the bandwagon. That is what's valuable to me, and I have people doing screen caps and sending me all that information. That, number one, that's the most valuable. Number two, those people, the important ones, the ones that are popular and have their own business or whatever, those are the quote-unquote professionals that I'm not allowed to criticize. So what does that say about them and their professionalism? See, I don't have to say it. So Jacob is both promoting me and my work and my criticism while devaluing him and his brand all at the same time. Because I am a hack. I am not a professional by any means. And so, number one, what does that say about my criticism, right? Number two, what does that say about people in the business that are predators, that are taking advantage of people, right? So it's really interesting to see how somebody like Jacob Fuller handles a little nobody like me, right? This is how he handles it. Publicly, trying to shame me, trying to undermine my societal value, my personal value, all those sorts of things. This is what the guy in charge, this is what a millionaire does with his time, right? What does that say about him? So for me, it says that I was right all the whole time. And he's validating my criticism that he's a predator and that he's pulling the wool over all your eyes. So, which is fine. I am fine with criticism. I am fine with personal attacks. I am fine with Famous Moon saying that I'm whatever Seymour or whatever the fuck name he came up with. What an idiot. I'm fine with all that. Those people are playing a different game than I am. And Jacob just walked right into my trap, and so did Scott Dilbeck, and so did what's his name, Taylor Fade Gardner, or whatever his name is. All those guys did. It was so easy. I didn't have to do any work. All I did was make a dumb video criticizing something that's dumb, which is this butt plug or pee hole, whatever you want to call it. So it's penis shaped or whatever. So, but I'll be removing this to make this nice, good daily SQ sub with lots of excursion. It'll probably be, again, this is where I got my start, was I took a 18-inch SA motor, which used a triple stack. I think it was a triple 3/4 inch, not a triple 1-inch slugs. And I just put a high roll, mega roll surround on it and used the 8-inch spider. And what do you know, the very next season, Jacob didn't do the mega roll, but it was the same thing, again, because you can get like 3-inch excursion out of it. It's fucking amazing. Now I wish that he would release I never got the gap dims on it, and I never went through the effort to make the SPL coil for these, mostly because I ended up going with the one that Nick Hutchinson uses, which is that long 60 millimeter Kapton version, which is, I think it's better anyway, but I would like to make a better version of that as well, maybe like a copper version that's 8-layer or something like that. But anyways, that's in the future when I become a professional. But right now I'm just a hack and a nobody and a quote unquote builder. I'm not a real builder. So, which I think is funny. Again, I'm flattered. Thank you for being a coward and not even mentioning my name. It was great that you were on brand and remembered the brand, which is Robot Underground, which again is not even a real brand. It's not even a real band, as the nerdy girls found out. So, but I love you guys. Have a good Friday. Don't take things personal, even when they are personal, right? Because all that stuff that Jacob is saying and those other guys are saying isn't about me. It's about their pride, and it's about how their feelings get hurt, and they allow their feelings to get hurt over criticisms that are open and available to the public. I'm just the only one that stepped up and said anything, mostly because nobody else will say it. Everybody else is on the take. I'm not on the take. And again, I would love to see the whole industry burn down, and the ubiquity of all kinds of industries, not including, including audio, healthcare, right? Wouldn't it be great if you could go to a local clinic and get x-rays and an MRI for free? Wouldn't that be fucking great? Wouldn't that be great if an employer tested you to find out what you're really good and skilled at, and then made the most of that in something that not only makes you happy and feel creative and fulfilled, but then helps you provide, a living for you and your family? Wouldn't that be great? So, or if you needed transportation, you didn't have to haggle with somebody over the price or the color or the quote unquote undercoating or whatever they're selling you. Wouldn't that be great if you could just get transportation and be on your way? And so anyways, that's the bigger picture that I'm aiming for. And I happen to be in audio, and I happen to learn a lot about audio and know about a lot of audio. But again, if you want to call me a hack, I'm perfectly fine with that. And I welcome the critique. Please help me be a better person. Please help me be a better hack builder. Please, continue the barrage of Chomo comments. That one is my favorite. I think they're worried that I'm going to show up to their blood orgy and eat their child that they think is for them. That's all. Anyways, Tom Hanks, eatsbabies.com, robotunderground.com. I love you guys. blackjackaudio.com. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to be making woofers and getting caught up. Right now we have, I'll just make this a shop update, I got a big order from overseas, and so that's going to set me up for the rest of the month. I'm not going to be taking on any more orders for probably most of February. Mostly it's in prep for the shipment coming in because, I think, CNY ends at like February 1st or so, and those guys will be getting back to work, and then that's when I can send more money over to China to do a tool up for the boot or find out if there's, for the GONZO Junior project. Again, that'll be sold under the 3 brands, and we're still looking for people that want to get involved in that, which is Blackjack Audio, which is non-badge stuff that then you can brand yourself, high performance, 3-year warranty, all that stuff. Anyways, I love you guys. Again, if you find the number, this phone number, 602-312-6504 on any memes, just send me the link. I find it entertaining, and I really love to see how the cowards perform and behave. I'm not allowed in a lot of those forums where they talk shit about me, which I find telling about them. That if you're going to call somebody a chomo, I would hope that you would be honorable enough for it to have some substance. Of course, it doesn't, but that's the leverage that they try to have. So, again, I love everyone. I even love Jacob, and I'm entertained by his enthusiasm for my criticism. So just remember, just like Morris Lighthouse talks about on TikTok and on Instagram, I'll put links to him and his work. It's always interesting to find out who you're not allowed to criticize, right? And who has the power and how they're using it. I love you. Be love and kind to one another. Give Jacob a hand job, because he seems like he needs it. He's kind of tense and built up, especially Scott Dilbeck. Oh my God, that retard needs total, like several hand jobs a day. He's a ginger. He doesn't have a soul. You don't have to feel sorry for him, but you can have some empathy for him. So I love you guys. Bye.